lovers, Coach Chrissy here. I'm just getting ready to play with my new horse Kaya, my yearling quarter horse filly, and I thought that it might be kind of fun to document as much of our journey together as I possibly can. It'll be fun to look back and see these introductory sessions, and 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, what kind of fun stuff we might be up to in that timeline. So Kaya is, like I said, a yearling, and she comes from a very good home. She's had a good upbringing. She has practically no baggage. And if there is anything at all, it's just that she hasn't been handled very much. But she has been around people enough to have a pretty good feeling when she sees me. So that's a good start. I have already haltered her a few times. So haltering isn't going to be any probably part of our conversation very much. She's pretty much ready to be haltered when she's in a stall. Now, if I had to try to halter her out in the pasture in big wide open spaces, that might be a little bit different deal. But I'm going to get her real comfortable and practiced being haltered in the stall, and then when that gets super good, then I might start testing it out in the wide open spaces. But for now, we're just going to do it in the stall. So this is a good sign, right? If I can touch and pet her face and rub her nose and all those things, those are vulnerable places, and young horses are especially aware of that. So lots of green lights here. It's a girl. I just asked her to back by her nose. And it wasn't light, but she didn't fight me too much. And I try really hard to hold that halter nice and wide and open there when I bring it up over her nose, so I don't just drag it over her sensitive whiskers. Good job. And I love that she's turning her face to me and sort of participating in that process. I didn't ask her to do that. She just does it naturally. If she was distracted and thinking away from me, I would just take my outside hand here, and that was so good, and ask her to bring her nose back to me, okay? So really all I'm thinking about with Kaya right now is worst case scenarios, let's say. Whoops. Wait for me. That's a girl. And by worst case scenarios, I mean, what if she needed a shot? What if she needed medication? What if she needed to be trailered somewhere to get to a vet or a doctor? And the first got to situation we're going to get into here is she's going to need her feet trimmed. And so I am going to explore all the won'ts and don'ts and yeah buts when it comes to handling her feet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her out of the stall so we have a little bit more room. Good job, baby. Good job, baby. Okay, and we're going to keep these sessions really short. We're going to keep them really simple and easy. I don't want anything that we get up to feel difficult to her. It's all easy stuff. Nothing we do is hard. Just a little bit itchy because we've had some pretty hot days with bugs and stuff like that. But as I'm itching and touching her in different places, I'm also checking to see whether or not that's okay with her. Does she mind if I touch her in those vulnerable places? Back here in the flank is a good spot to get kicked if you weren't paying attention. Sometimes even just rubbing them down the back sides of their legs can be scary for them. Up under their neck, under their chin, these can be iffy places. Up at the poll, over the ears. You can see a little bit of she'd rather me not touch her ears, but that's okay. I don't have to hang there for very long. Just a fleeting passing moment there. I'm not trying to fix anything necessarily right now. I just want to check, where are the no's? What do I have to do? Where would I have to touch you in order for you to be uncomfortable? I want to prove to her right now that I'm paying very close attention to her, right? That she is allowed an opinion and that her opinion matters to me. My guess is she's just trying to back up so that she can get closer to Gina, her safety net. Maybe not. She just would rather I was in front of her. So just keep petting and checking. There we go. All good. Oops. Stay with me. Thank you. That's okay. Is there any place I can touch you where you'd say I'd rather not? So right now it's mostly just a matter of distraction, right? She would rather go hang out with Gina, which is totally understandable. Gina is her sort of mother figure now in my herd, and so I completely understand. So we'll hang out near Gina. I don't mind doing that. I want her to know that I've heard her request, right, that she could be near Gina, and I'm going to do my best to accommodate it while still, maintaining some decent boundaries myself. So now all I'm going to do is just squeeze the chestnut here and just see if she'll lift her foot. That's all. Ding, ding, ding. Good job. I don't need to try to do it all at once. Her feet are in pretty good shape, so I have no reason to feel any sense of urgency. There we go. And then can I just hold it for a moment? Just for a moment, and put it down before she gets upset, right? So the goal is to develop her ability to handle human things, right? And that process has a lot to do with developing resilience, right? And resilience to me is trainability, right? How trainable is she? So I like to call that phenomenon, right, the window of trainability. Right now, because she's a baby and hasn't had a lot of experience, her window of trainability is somewhat narrow, right? But if I can expose her to things that she finds novel and maybe a little bit concerning, but retreat from those things before I cause her to get defensive, then I will build resilience. If I get greedy and flood her with novel things, without enough retreat, what I'll build instead is coping mechanisms. So I'm not trying to release on a good spot there. I'm trying to release before I cause her to panic. So was she perfectly comfortable when good girl, when I put her foot back? No, that wasn't the point. If I hold it for too long, then I'm going to cause her to get defensive. She'll get quality in that yield, in her ability to let me hold her foot for longer and longer, as long as I don't flood her and cause coping mechanisms. Good job. Good job. Okay? Perfect. Good. Comes forward off the halter and backs up off the halter. Oh, that's so nice. Good job. Now, there's one more little thing that's been bugging me. The flies have been bad here lately, and she's got some crusty stuff on her eye. It doesn't make for very pretty photos. So I would like to be able to wipe them off. So this cloth is a little bit wet, but I want to do it with her and for her, not just to her. So I'm paying attention to what is she comfortable with and what is she not comfortable with, and can I ask her to try just a little, but then retreat, like I said, before she gets defensive. Ask for enough that we make some progress, but not so much that I lose her trust. That's good. It helps if I have a smile on my face right now and not that look that mothers get when they're trying to get a booger off their toddler's nose. That really concentrated, serious look. Just kidding. We're just messing around here. Nothing's hard. If I do it right, it should actually feel good. There's actually a little, I forget what it's called, like an endorphin release that happens when you rub right here on the inner eye. Can help really, it can feel nice. But only if you can get to that spot and rub it without causing them to be defensive. That was really good. I'm so happy. Okay, so that's our big accomplishment for today. She let me wipe away the crusty eye boogers that were hanging out around her eye. I feel really good about her yielding to the halter and allowing me to hold her feet for just a few moments. I'll take it one day at a time and hope for 1% progress each time I have a chance to play with her. My goal is at least 3 times a week. The more often I can play with her for shorter periods of time, the better results I'll get than if I only have 1 hour and I try to do it all at once in one day. She'll have a lot better retention and will make lots more satisfying progress if I can spread out that 1 hour over 4 days, 15 minutes at a go. I hope you found that helpful.